look, Dr. Fauci has done more damage than any bureaucrat in the history of our nation.
That's right. And was the highest paid.
He led policies that destroyed people's lives, that hurt tens of millions of kids across this country, that destroyed businesses, and he lied repeatedly over and over and over again. Now, one of the consequences is he elevated politics above science and medicine. There has been no person who has done more to destroy trust in the scientific and medical community than Dr. Anthony Fauci, who told millions of Americans lies willingly, knowingly, glibly, supremely arrogantly. Should there be an accountability in any sane system, he would be prosecuted for lying under oath, and he would go to jail for lying under oath to Congress. Now, unfortunately, I can quantify with mathematical precision the likelihood that the Biden Department of Justice will prosecute him, and the odds are 0.000%. They will not do it. This is a lawless Department of Justice. Will there be accountability? There will be accountability. Number one, we have a majority in the House. And I am confident in the House that we're going to use that majority and use it to hold Dr. Fauci and the others who lied accountable. And we need to have hearings on the origins of COVID. We need to have hearings to follow the money. We need to have hearings examining and laying out the facts about how Fauci misled the American people and the corruption that drove that. Garland, I believe, is the most partisan and politicized Attorney General our nation has ever seen. And what is happening at the Department of Justice is heartbreaking, because it is turned into the political weapon for the Democrats to attack their enemies and protect their friends. And it is astonishing. Look, Garland, he spent all day before the Judiciary Committee in testimony. He will not answer a straight question at all. And he looks at you, number one, we were talking about Fauci and supreme arrogance. Merrick Garland can compete in that category with Fauci, and that's impressive.
That's hard to do. That's when you're going pro.
Garland looks at you like, how dare you ask me a question? And the guy was a judge for 24 years. And you look at that hearing. So, for example, what we were talking about, as you guys know, when the Dobbs opinion was released, when it was leaked, hundreds of left-wing protesters, radical left-wing protesters, went to the homes of 6 Supreme Court justices and engaged in angry, violent protest. And by the way, left-wing groups were not only giving out the home addresses of justices, they were giving where the justices worshiped, what churches they went to, they were giving where their kids went to school. And angry protesters at your home when your kids are sleeping in their bedroom is inherently threatening. There is a statute, 18 U.S.C. 1571, that makes it a crime, a federal crime, to protest at the home of a judge in an effort to influence the outcome of a case. It's similar to jury tampering. You can't go to a juror's house and protest to try to get a not guilty verdict. This Department of Justice refuses to enforce the law. And it was clear for that hearing that Merrick Garland's political staff had written one sentence. This is your political talking point. The marshals decide whether or not to arrest someone. That's true, there were marshals there, and the marshals didn't arrest someone. But under our system of justice, marshals are essentially police officers. They have zero prosecution authority. The only prosecution authority in the federal law is in the Department of Justice with the prosecutors. Merrick Garland is the one who made the decision. We're not going to prosecute here. And by the way, these numbnuts put up pictures of themselves on social media. We're not talking master criminals. They've confessed to the crime. They could be found easily. But Merrick Garland agrees with the protesters. He doesn't like the Dobbs decision. He supports Roe versus Wade. And what is shocking for someone who spent 24 years as a judge is that he's perfectly willing to be complicit with a left-wing violent mob threatening the lives and families of the justices because he supports their political agenda. That is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that